The weeks just keep getting longer and longer, don't they? With Algebra 2, last week I was talking about vertical stretches, shrinks, and all that other crap. Now I'm talking about quadratic functions. Standard form, y equals x squared plus bx plus c. I talked about this in the first video, I believe, first or second, I don't remember. But now it's just a whole new thing. And you have to determine whether it's a minimum or a maximum, whatever. And if it's minimum, it's below and both arrows are pointing up. But if it's maximum, both arrows are pointing down. I don't know how else to explain this. We have to look up an axis of symmetry, which is pretty much just the x value in this point, and we pretty much just have to find the y value of this vertex on our own. So then after we learned all of that, we had to graph them on like 2 different pages. We only did one on these pages, and like when it's, let's see, when it's greater than or equal to, it has to be shaded. And if it's just a regular less than or greater than, or if it's just equal, then you don't have to shade it. Then we moved on, did a couple problems. I mean, we got some for homework, and I passed. And then we had to learn about vertex form of a quadratic function. This is getting so confusing. Then we had to go on and on and on and on. First we had to solve an equation before we even had to graph it. First we had to solve an equation before we even have to graph it, and then shade it in. Then there's perfect square trinomials. I don't know how to explain this. Like, there's really no legitimate definition for this. And we have standard form and vertex form. Vertex form is a parentheses x minus h parentheses squared plus k. Then we go on and on. We have to identify which equation is a vertical compression, vertical stretch, vertical shrink, whatever. We have to just go on and on and on and on. Until then, we have to do parts of a radical, which is like square rooting. So get ready for that next week. Now onto history. We have these things called interest groups. It includes all the goals a government sets and the various courses of action it pursues as it attempts to realize these goals. Interest groups exist to shape public policy. Well, is there a difference? Now, political parties and interest groups differ in 3 striking respects. 1, in the making of nominations, 2, in their primary focus, and 3, in the scope of these interests. Now, interest groups raise awareness of public affairs or issues that concern people at large. Interest groups represent people who share attitudes rather than those who share geography. Now, this is a picture of Paul McCartney, who is a vegetarian, and I don't know who that is, honestly. I'm pretty sure he was a musical member of some kind of band. I don't know who he is. And now we have valuable functions of interest groups. Interest groups provide specialized information to government agencies and legislators. Interest groups are vehicles for political participation. Interest groups keep tabs on various public agencies and officials. Interest groups compete, placing limits on one another. It's pretty much just like in this. The elephant is saying save the doctors, and the donkey is saying save the lawyers, while whoever is at the grave is dead because they can't agree on a certain topic unless it benefits them somehow, I suppose. Okay, so for Spanish, we've been working on emotions. Now, for these emotions, aburrido or aburrida means bored, confused, confundida or confundido, happy and content, contento or contenta, depressed, deprimido or deprimida, excited, emocionada or emocionado, in love, enamorado or enamorada, sick, enferma or enfermo, angry, enojado, enojada, tired, cansado, crazy, loco or loca, nervous, nervioso, nerviosa, busy or occupied, ocupado or ocupada, proud, orgulloso or orgullosa, worried, concerned, preocupado or preocupada. Now this one confused me because ocupado, preocupado, it was just really confusing for me. Alone or lonely, solo or sola, surprised, sorprendida, sorprendido, calm, tranquilo, tranquila, sad, triste, scared, Asustado, asustada. Embarrassed, avergonzado, avergonzada. Frustrated, frustrado, frustrada. Happy, feliz. How are you feeling? ¿Cómo te sientes? How are you? ¿Cómo estás? I am, estoy. Annoyed, molesto, molesta. Don't think too deep into that. And now I can finally say Spirit Week is next week. And I'm not really gonna participate because I really never really participated in Spirit Week, but I am going to the homecoming game that will be on Friday next week. And for every single day, on Monday, you have to wear a jersey of your favorite sports team. On Tuesday, it's Twin Day, so you dress up like somebody. Wednesday, Celebrity or Character Lookalike Day. Thursday, Decades, meaning you can dress up in whatever era you feel like the 90s, 80s, 50s, 40s, 1800s, I don't care. And Friday is School Spirit. You just wear anything that contributes to the school. Now, the school colors for the school that I go to are blue and white. Just straight up blue and white, that's it. The basic colors, that's it. And then we have a homecoming football game that is later on, and I can be in the parade because I'm a senior and seniors can be in the parade for a little bit, you know, holding posters, walking to the school, because it's my senior year and I just want to have fun while I can. And now on to history. We have these things called, interest group. Now on to history. We have these things called interest groups. Now, what role do they have in whatever? Now, interest groups are private organizations who